Jamaican culture is renowned for its appeal in making the island a desirable place to live, raise families, and conduct business. And our music enables us to stay above ground, especially during times of hardship. Jamaica, I will do anything just for you.
Terror, being in Louis Snow. You said he'd do anything for me. But how far, will you go? Thunder. I will do anything just for you. Make you feel like the end I never make. I will do anything just for you. Sacrifice my love, I'm gonna live without this is road. This is road. Cause no one makes me feel quite like you. The things you say, my love, the things you do. This is road. This is road. If Pusha was here, who would I give your heart, mind, and soul, and everything? And I need my day with you. And I need you singing. Good child. Which one of them you want to make me know? And that I be no terror, fabulous or a snow. And I need some love on the mic, yeah, you know. Me that I need a just a rocket, so this is road. This is road. I feel like dancing. This is road. This is road.
Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Jamaica Magazine. I am your host, Audrey Williams. Speaking of culture, our year in review highlights continue with the Ministry of Culture, Gender and Entertainment and Sports 2023 successes. We're also exploring methods to preserve our island's heritage for future generations. I wouldn't go anywhere if I were you. We'll soon come back.
2023 was a banner year for the government and people of Jamaica. We saw record unemployment, earned over $4 billion from tourism, experienced 10 consecutive quarters of economic growth, secured historic credit ratings, improved our infrastructure, and more Jamaicans became home and landowners in the year. These and so much more happened in 2023. Catch the highlights in Jamaica Magazine, aired on this station and on social media.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, January 19, 2024. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has announced plans to develop a public park in every parish on a scale similar to the capital's Emancipation Park, the Harmony Beach Park in Montego Bay, and the planned Portmore Resilience Park. Mr. Holness made that declaration on Wednesday as he addressed the contract signing ceremony to launch construction of the $4.4 billion Portmore Resilience Park. He revealed that the Urban Development Corporation, UDC, had been tasked with actively searching for lands in all parishes to create such parks.
And we can do it very quickly because we now have the model to do it. UDC has developed the internal capacity to do it, and we are developing the administrative wherewithal to get it done. So we will be doing more parks for Jamaica, and that is part of building the caring economy.
The Prime Minister says he will outline further details on some of the parks to be pursued in the short to medium term in his upcoming budget presentation. Kingston and St. Andrew will see a significant increase in water availability resulting from the impending work at the Rio Cobre water treatment plant. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Senator Matthew Semuda, says the work will begin on February 16. In highlighting the record-breaking high temperatures the country experienced last year, the minister points out that Kingston and St. Andrew also experienced a 12.5 million gallon shortfall in water supply. But he says this will soon be remedied.
Now, that plant will provide some 15 and a half actually, million gallons into Kingston and St. Andrew daily. So in the worst of your droughts, you have already made the investments, you've already made the arrangements to ensure that in 24 months or less, you will have 15.5 million gallons available. That deals with your current population.
In addition, the minister says there are plans to fix the issue of non-revenue water. This is water that is either leaked or stolen, the bulk of which the minister says is the former.
The government has gone to market and is currently seeking an international partner to do a national non-revenue water drive targeting 20% leakage down from 17 most parishes.
He says the government expects to reach this target by the year 2033. Education Minister Favour Williams has announced that the Creative Language-Based Learning (CLBL) program will be expanded to 6 additional high schools and 10 primary schools this year. The program is designed to identify and address the negative impact of a sensory cognitive impairment on a child's learning ability. Sensory impairment is a condition with which one or more of our special senses, sight, hearing, smell, touch, taste, and spatial awareness, is no longer normal. Minister Williams says the program's outcomes have so far proven to assist students on a larger scale.
The results from the Literacy Education Acceleration Program are very encouraging. 60% of the targeted group improved at least 1 grade level. 29% increased 2+ grade levels, and 10% increased 3+ grade levels in this program.
The minister was speaking in Parliament this week. The Creative Language-Based Learning Initiative is part of the Literacy Education Acceleration Program, LEAP, and is being implemented with the assistance of the British High Commission. A public education program is to begin in earnest by the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, to make Jamaicans more aware of the need to prepare for an earthquake. Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie says the parish of Portland is a priority.
As we kickstart the public education program around earthquake, going to be town hall meetings. And Portland, who has been the center of attraction with the last couple of events, will be going to Portland to talk to the people in Portland about their vulnerability.
The local government minister insists that Jamaicans need to know what happens in the aftermath of an earthquake, such as understanding that floodings, tsunamis, and landslides are possible.
Into the schools and engaging the business communities, the private sector is very important. We have to expand the net of working relationships right across the communities. And we need to take this message outside of the fine location of the terrain over and to go into communities, in inner city communities, where they might think about earthquake only when it happens.
And finally, the World Bank has applauded Jamaica for its robust data collection on tourism, which has significantly aided the bank's ongoing research study titled The Future of Tourism in the Caribbean. A team from the World Bank met with Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett earlier this week to discuss the work. The study seeks to empower regional markets to enhance competitiveness, improve connectivity, and overcome barriers to tourism growth. Minister Bartlett lauded the initiative and highlighted 2 pivotal studies being conducted by the ministry. They are the Labor Market Study, which is designed to address current and future labor issues in the tourism industry. There is also the Economic Impact Study, aimed at evaluating the implications of adding 20,000 new hotel rooms over the next 10 years. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Transforming healthcare in Jamaica. From technological advancements and infrastructure build-out to community health initiatives, 2023 was truly a year of remarkable achievements.
It is in keeping with the theme and the transformation that we are pursuing in public health, which is to digitize public health.
Join us on Monday, January 22, inside Jamaica Magazine for the full review of the Ministry of Health and Wellness's accomplishments in 2023.
In 2023, the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport worked to implement improvements that would allow us to continue modernizing our economy while addressing important social concerns. Please take a look.
The Sexual Harassment, Protection and Prevention Act 2021 came into effect on July 2023.
In addition to the landmark legislation,
we have already hired 4 sexual harassment investigators. On September the 25th, 2023, approval was granted for the establishment of the Male Empowerment Unit within the Bureau of Gender Affairs. And I'm honored to officially open 2 units within the Bureau of Gender Affairs, the Sexual Harassment Investigation Unit and the Gender-Based Violence Helpline Unit. The Women's Parliamentary Bicameral Caucus is now a reality.
notable sporting moves were made in 2023. Jamaica and the Republic of South Africa signed a cooperation agreement to strengthen collaboration in several critical areas of sports, and plans for the redevelopment of the Independence Park complex passed the critical stage. Submissions to the Public Investment Management Committee were approved, and the Sporting Ministry directed to proceed with developing detailed designs for the proposed works.
I'm heartened by the support of my colleague, the Minister of Finance and the Public Service, who has undertaken to provide the resources. It came out of his mouth. Let's do it. Provide the resources to prepare the necessary drawings. We are told now to go to architectural drawings. Yes. And plans to move the stadium development forward.
It was a great year for national athletes.
Qualifying back-to-back has been a great achievement for Jamaica. Our Sunshine Girls have consistently performed well in World Netball. No other country cupped 5 medals in less than 2 hours.
Reggae Month as an offline event returned with a bang in 2023.
Of course, you all know we had a very successful Reggae Month, extremely successful.
It was just fantastic, and this is just a plus for reggae music. And also, it's a message out there that no matter what you do, you can't hold back reggae music.
The big one, the Independence Grand Gala.
Thousands of Jamaicans came out to make Grand Gala a resounding success.
We continue to challenge ourselves to raise the bar each year.
On the archaeological side of things, Jamaica nominated Port Royal to the World Heritage List.
The 17th century archaeological site of Port Royal, including terrestrial and underwater, are currently going through the UNESCO World Heritage nomination.
And on the Culture Minister's recommendation, the Governor General issued a proclamation naming October 11 as Paul Bogle Day to be celebrated annually.
Yo, this is We're committed to reducing the impact of disasters occurring in Jamaica. We're ever ready to assist you before, during, and after a disaster. But everybody have a role to play, so make we work together and follow the plan. Whether rich or poor or where you come from, hurricanes affect everyone, so be prepared. Prevention is better than cure. Be prepared. Listen to ADPEM.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
Thank you for staying with us. There are several strategies to safeguard our environment, such as minimizing electricity use, staying away from hazardous chemicals, and recycling plastics. But did you know that one of them is also protecting our wildlife? Let's hear more about how to care for the species that help to sustain our own lives.
Bow your ears for a bit. Hear the trees wailing or the leaves grabbing your unwanted carbon dioxide, insects making a shrilling sound, and the tuneful noise of some unnamed and rarely seen creature reverberating within the bushes. Now open your eyes a bit wider. Watch ants band together in groups of hundreds, or wasps gathering wood shavings to build their next home, and birds preparing some sweet meal for your liking. All these make up the wildlife, those organisms that grow or live wild in any area.
Wildlife conservation is an attempt to preserve either a species or a population of a particular species, and by doing so, you in effect are also preserving its habitat because the species doesn't exist on its own. And there are different types of conservation. You have what they call in situ conservation, which is conservation within its natural habitat, and that is usually the aim of all most, if not all, conservation efforts. And you have ex situ conservation, where you're trying to preserve the animals in a not so natural state, for example, in a zoo or in a controlled park area. And again, the goal is usually when their natural habitat is improved or protected in some way, then they try to repatriate those species back into their natural habitat.
And preserving the wildlife should be an important part of the human agenda. Here's why. It promotes the continuation of native plant species. Small animals like bees, butterflies, and our very own doctor-bird play an important role in food production. Conserving these animals, protecting these animals, means that we are ultimately helping in pollination. It increases medicinal value. Plants are a major source of medication, but so too are animals. Take, for example, how research shows that the venom from the cobra can be used as an ingredient in making the medications for leprosy, or how lobsters can be used as antifungals. It's a way to preserve our heritage. Some plants and animals are unique to specific countries, so conserving those wildlife means conserving those traditional aspects of our culture, things like the blue maho plant or the yellow pui tree of Jamaica, and even the lions and leopards of Africa. It enhances food security by protecting natural habitats from degradation and forests against deforestation, the availability of a variety of food products increases.
Everyone needs to play a part. We have to understand that preserving the wildlife, it's not necessarily just for how it can benefit us, but we're also looking at the future generations. And so each person needs to be a little bit more responsible in what they're doing, where they dispose of garbage, cutting off areas and so forth. Understand the law, the Wildlife Protection Act, for example. One basic feature of it is that all native birds are protected. Don't catch the birds, We have hunting season, that is something that is actually regulated. But besides that, we try to encourage persons not to take matters into their own hands at times. Sometimes we have some species that we're trying to protect that are inherently can be a dangerous species, like a crocodile, for example. We encourage persons not to go out and try to catch those animals, but to call NEPA.
Here's your chance to do your part to conserve the wildlife.
Once upon a time in a Caribbean island known for its rich culture, natural beauty, lived a group of people who were buried in piles and piles and more piles of paper. Papers spanning back to the start of time. Then came a bright idea, harnessing technology to work smarter and not harder. The government of Jamaica is improving its operations to serve citizens better. Many services are now available online, and there's more to come. The government of Jamaica, building a better public sector for all.
Many moms opt to breastfeed their infants for a variety of reasons, including comfort, lifestyle, and health. Of course, using baby formulas is sometimes a necessity. Mothers, it's your choice, but make sure it's an informed one.
If a baby mother is tired or something, I can play a part in feeding baby.
Me taking part in breastfeeding also helps in bonding. Mother, child, as well as father.
And I'm anticipating that he will be there supporting me throughout.
Babies are born with the reflex to look for their mother's breast. However, many mothers need practical support with positioning their baby for breastfeeding and making sure their baby is correctly attached to the breast to prevent sore nipples and discomfort in the first few days after birth. Breastfeeding takes time and practice for both mothers and babies, and support from a lactation consultant or other skilled professionals can help them overcome the challenges. Government, with the support of the World Health Organization and the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, has been creating a healthcare environment which protects, promotes, and supports breastfeeding. This involves the National Baby Friendly Hospital Initiative, where hospitals are certified to global standards in facilitating breastfeeding and the health of mothers and infants. There is also the National Infant and Young Child Feeding Network. Public health facilities certified baby-friendly include the Alexandria Community Hospital in St. Anne, Princess Margaret Hospital in St. Thomas, Lionel Town Hospital in Clarendon, Port Antonio Hospital in Portland, Port Maria Hospital in St. Mary, and Mandeville Regional Hospital in Manchester.
It gives a framework that enables mothers to acquire the skills they need to breastfeed exclusively for the first 6 months, which is 180 complete days, followed by complementary foods and continued breastfeeding for 2 years and beyond. The aim is to give the best start in life for all newborns by creating a healthcare environment that supports breastfeeding as the normal, natural option.
that we understand that breastfeeding is so important. It is actually the best nutrition any mother can give to a child, a newborn child, and up until at least a year.
WHO guidelines provide a 10-step approach to successful breastfeeding that is being followed by baby-friendly health facilities. This includes having a hospital policy that promotes breastfeeding and not infant formula, bottles or teats. It also makes breastfeeding care a standard practice and monitors the support being given. Baby-friendly health facilities are required to ensure staff competency through training on breastfeeding support strategies. Breastfeeding is also encouraged by the hospitals through sessions that discuss its importance for babies and mothers and teach women how to feed their baby. Healthcare experts are expected to encourage skin-to-skin contact between mother and baby soon after birth and help mothers put their baby to the breast right away, an important practice that helps the baby find and latch onto the breast, and one which, if done within 1 hour after birth and then frequently after, helps to establish breastfeeding. Mothers should also be assisted by health professionals who will give practical breastfeeding support by checking the baby's positioning, attachment, and suckling, and help mothers with common breastfeeding problems. Mothers are encouraged to give their baby only breast milk unless there are medical reasons, prioritizing donor human milk when a supplement is needed. The breastfeeding expert will also help mothers who want to formula feed to do so safely. Almost all mothers produce the right amount of milk for their babies, and production is determined by how well the baby is latched onto the breast, frequency of breastfeeding, and how well the baby is removing milk with each feeding. Baby-friendly health facilities ensure mothers are able to stay with their newborn day and night, especially if the baby is sick. This is also known as rooming in. They are also required to help mothers know when their baby is hungry and not limit breastfeeding times. Mothers should also be given counsel on the use and risk of feeding bottles, teats, and pacifiers. And they ought to be referred to community resources for breastfeeding support. Learning to breastfeed can take time and patience. It is a skill that mother and baby learn together, a skill worth having.
Keep that smile on their faces and preserve their innocence. Cherish the moments you have with them and create the best memories. Let's inspire our children to dream big and work hard to achieve all they aspire to be. Take the time to listen to our children and really hear their side of the story. Our children deserve love and the right to access their basic needs. Do your part and protect our children.
We've reached the end of our program. Get a recap of everything you saw here and more on our website, jis.gov.jm. I'm Audrey Williams. Bye for now.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.